I never thought marriage would end like this. We had been together for nearly 8 years, building what I thought was a stable life. But slowly she grew distant. Late nights at work, sudden trips, and excuses that didn't add up. I trusted her far too long. Until one night, the truth slapped me in the face. I found her phone buzzing, and on the screen was a message from a man I didn't know. "Last night was amazing. Can't wait to see you again." My stomach dropped. My wife wasn't mine anymore. She was already his. I confronted her that night. She didn't deny it. In fact, she looked me straight in the eye and said, "You don't own me. I can do whatever I want." Those words burned into my brain. I wasn't angry because she cheated. I was furious because she felt entitled to betray me and then throw it in my face. No remorse, no guilt, just arrogance. She laughed when I told her this was the end, saying, "You'll never leave me. You need me." That was the moment I decided she wouldn't see it coming. My revenge would be silent. Instead of screaming, I smiled and nodded. "You're right," I told her. "I'll think about it." She smirked, thinking she had won. But that night, while she was asleep in the bed we once shared, I got to work. I pulled out files, financial records, and documents I had quietly prepared for months, because deep down, I had known something was wrong. And I had been planning for the possibility of betrayal. That night wasn't the end of my pain. It was the beginning of her nightmare. She thought I was weak. She forgot I was patient. By dawn, the plan was set. I had already transferred my savings to a separate account. The house, in my name only, was secured. Every valuable item, my heirlooms, electronics, documents, was locked away in storage I rented weeks before. And the divorce papers? Already signed by me, waiting for her. All I needed was her betrayal confirmed, and now I had it. She thought her words, "You don't own me," would scare me. Instead, they freed me. Because if I didn't own her, she didn't own a single part of the life I built. The next morning, she woke up like it was any other day. She stretched, yawned, and headed to the kitchen, but when she opened the fridge, it was empty. She checked the cabinets, bare. She looked around the living room, gone. The TV, the furniture, even the rugs, vanished. She ran from room to room, her panic growing. The house was stripped to its bones. My presence, my life, my hard work, it had all disappeared overnight. And on the kitchen counter, waiting for her, were the divorce papers and a single note. "You're right. I don't own you. I don't want to." She called me over and over, but I didn't answer. She texted, threatened, begged. Finally, she sent, "You can't do this to me. This is my life, too." That was the irony. She screamed about independence, about not being owned, yet suddenly she wanted the security of everything I had built. My silence was the loudest revenge. She didn't just lose me. She lost the comfortable life she took for granted. Her arrogance blinded her to the fact that she was disposable to the man she cheated with. He wasn't going to save her. By evening, she showed up at my workplace, causing a scene. Tears in her eyes, anger in her voice. "You can't just throw me out like trash," she yelled. My coworkers watched in shock as I calmly replied, "You threw us out first the moment you cheated." Her face turned red, but she had no defense. The evidence was undeniable. I walked away, leaving her standing there, humiliated in front of strangers. She had embarrassed me in private with her affair, so I gave her embarrassment back in public. Instant karma. The divorce went through faster than she expected. Thanks to the prenup she once laughed about, she got nothing. No house, no savings, no assets. She left with only her clothes and her guilt. The man she cheated with? He ghosted her within weeks, realizing she had nothing to offer him. She went, from bragging about freedom to living in her sister's basement, struggling to survive. And me? I flourished. I rebuilt my life, free of lies. I wasn't broken. I was reborn. Her betrayal was painful, but my revenge was cleansing. Months later, she sent me one final message. "I miss us. I made a mistake." I stared at it for a long time. then simply replied, "You're right. You made a mistake, and now you're living with it." I blocked her after that. She had her chance. She chose betrayal. I chose revenge. And in the end, I came out stronger. She thought she could play with my trust and walk away untouched. But she underestimated the man who had quietly prepared for this moment all along. Now, when I look back, I don't feel bitterness. I feel peace. The woman who once claimed, "You don't own me," ended up owning nothing. Not my house, not my love, not my future. She was right, she wasn't mine, and I was better off without her. My revenge wasn't loud or violent. It was silent, calculated, and absolute. I emptied the house, emptied her lies, and emptied her from my life. She lost everything. I lost only a cheater, and that, to me, is the definition of true justice.